Okay, hello everyone and welcome to week 1 for Computer Science 1 for the spring semester of 2023. I will be your instructor for this semester. My name is Professor Khalil, Khalaf, and this is my email. I'll be your point of contact for this course throughout the entire semester. I'll be your instructor and I'll be your grader. I graduated, let me introduce myself a little bit about me. I graduated from Lawrence Tech in 2017 with Masters in Computer Science. Concentration is Intelligent Systems. I work as a full-time in a company called Perceptron Inc. in Plymouth. I'm a software development engineer there, and I teach at Lawrence part-time. For Computer Science 1, this would be the third semester. I teach Computer Science 1. I also teach Computer Science 2. This would be my 5th year teaching Computer Science 2. I also teach Intro to C at Lawrence Tech as well. For week 1, the plan is to go over the syllabus to get you familiar with the info and the structure of the course, and most importantly, the calendar. Then we will move to the canvas and we will go over the canvas as well. Then we will go over Visual Studio and the main features in Visual Studio to get you familiar on how to create projects from scratch and build your programs and eventually submit your code. And finally, we will go over Chapter 1, which is Introduction to Computer and Programming. With that being said, let me make sure I am recording. Yes, I am recording. Okay, so this is the syllabus. You will find it on Canvas, and I will show you where exactly after we're done with this overview. So eventually, this is the university name, this is the course name, this is the course code, and the instructor. I'll be your instructor. My name is Professor Khalil Khalaf. This is my email. Canvas emails are fine, or you can send me direct emails to my Gmail, also fine. Class date, our semester begins on January 9th and ends on May 5th. Class location, this is an online course, and it is recorded lectures, meaning on Monday you should expect if you recorded lectures that will be posted on Canvas. Then you have the entire week from Monday to Friday. You have entire period to watch those lectures, do the assignments, and do your part, basically. Read the chapters, understand the concepts, and cover all the needed topics, submit the assignments, and move on to week 2. Office hours, since I'm a part-time at Lawrence Tech, I don't have an office on campus. So all our office hours, in case you need help and you need me to help you, all our meetings are going to be virtual and by appointment. So you will send me an email and you will say, hey, Professor, I need help in this or that. And we go from there. So as mentioned, contact is via email. You should allow 48 hours for a reply, meaning if the deadline is, let's say, Sunday midnight, and you left yourself all the way to Sunday to start working on your assignment and you send an email at 9 p.m., you should not expect a reply. Meaning, if you get assigned a homework, you should start as soon as possible on that homework. This way, in case you need help, you leave some space and time for yourself to get that help. Course title, Computer Science 1. It's a 4 credit hours course. Our textbook is called Starting Out with C++. This is the writer. These are the code in order to find the book. I left you with the Amazon link in case you use Amazon. You can also go to LTU library and purchase the book from there. From my end, I don't care if you have a hard copy or soft copy, if you have it as a PDF, it's up to your preference. Whatever makes you comfortable, do that as long as you get the book, because our concentration is the book. This course is built on the book. Everything is from the book. All the assignments, all the quizzes are from the book, and eventually all our courses or all our lectures are from the book. So make sure you get hands on the book and cover all the chapters, read the chapters, read the topics. If you don't want to succeed in this course, don't read the book. That will basically sum it up. If you want to score an A in this course, read the book. I left you the link for a calendar for this semester. So this calendar will show you all the important dates, when to register for the course, when can you drop from the course without getting a W or getting an F, when are the holidays, when is the break, etc. Prerequisites for this course, based on the department, you have to finish these courses, one of these courses, with a grade of C- or better. You should also know and have Visual Studio 2022. But I will help you get familiar with specifics on Visual Studio. Course description and objective. This course learning objective are to basically teach you main topics of C++ language, from a variety of topics and methods. What's expected from you is to read the book, do the assignments, and do the quizzes. And of course, watch the lectures, meaning attending the course. Upon completion of this course, you should be able to comprehend various programming concepts, including hardware versus software, the difference between hardware and software, computer architect, arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, if and if-else statements, loops and their types, working with files, working with functions, what are arrays, pointers, and finally, introduction to classes. Classes is a topic in C++. The grading scale. You need to know that no assignment will be accepted past the posted due date, meaning if I assign you a homework and the due date is Sunday midnight, by Sunday midnight, if you don't submit, then you score a 0. Of course, there are exceptions for critical situations like having an accident or emergency situations. You should inform me ahead of time, and then we can accommodate and work around things. Also, if your code doesn't work, meaning I ask you in the assignment to build a program that does task X and task Y, and then you submit a code that doesn't work or doesn't run, you score a 0. So late versus code doesn't work, these will cost you grades. This is our calendar. This would be our course schedule. Here in this column, you're gonna see the dates, week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. We have 16 weeks in this semester. The topics that we're gonna go over for each week and the assignments that we will go by. For week 1, we will go over the course, we will go over Visual Studio, and we will go over chapter 1. Next week, we will go over chapter 2 and chapter 3, and so on, so forth. You will notice that once we cover 5 chapters, we will do a test. Then we will go over chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we will do the midterm. Test 1 will cover everything behind. Midterm will cover everything behind, and so on, so forth. Notice here, test 2 will cover everything behind, and the final exam will cover everything in this semester. Although that I posted this syllabus and it's ready, the instructor reserves the right to make changes in the schedule when necessary. If something happens throughout the semester and we need to modify the syllabus, expect that some modifications, minor modifications, uh, not necessary anything big, but this is the roadmap. And the next, sorry, I lost my mouse. Okay. Next is the grading procedures. The grading scale is a percentage, meaning right now I have 100 points in place. I will be assigning extra and bonus points throughout the semester. You might receive assignments and quizzes for, let's say, 120 points. If your percentage, not the number of points, if your percentage is 96% and above, you score an A. Between 90 and 96, it's an A minus, and so on and so forth. So anything under 60 is an F. For graduate students, anything below 70 is an F, sorry, below 68. So this is for your records. This will show you by the end of the semester what would your grade be basically. So out of the points, what's the percentage that you scored? If you score 82.5, then it's a B minus. These are the in-place assignments so far. We will start with this, but as I mentioned, I will be, when necessary, I'll be posting extra and bonus assignments throughout the semester. Right now, we have 10 homeworks in place, and it's 1 point each. For the class participation, it's discussion topics and attendance and other stuff. It's 0.5 each. We will have 4 projects, which are 2.5 each. We will have 2 tests, which is test 1 and test 2. Test 1 is before midterm. Test 2 is after midterm, but before the final. These tests are 10 points each. We have the midterm, which is 25 points each. Sorry, one midterm, which is 25 points. And finally, we have the final exam, which is 30 points each. Notice midterm and final have a big weight on them. The final exam, for example, has 30 points. 30 points can get you maybe from C plus to A minus, meaning before the final, let's say we are at week 15 and your percentage is at C minus. If you do well in the final, you can pump your grade up to B plus or even A minus. In other words, if you think, if we reach test 1, for example, and you think you did bad, it's not the end of the world. You can still make up in the midterm, you can still make up in test 2, you can still make up in the final. What I always tell students is read the chapters. If you read the chapters, you are on the right track and you will get the A easily. As long as you read the chapters every week, based on the calendar, every week we have focus. Our focus in week 2 is chapter 2 and chapter 3. Go to the book and read chapter 2 and read chapter 3. Then watch my lecture. My lectures are gonna be going over chapter 2 and going over chapter 3. The fact that you would have been read the chapter before watching the lecture will make the lecture easier for you. Since we are not in class, in order to focus on the lectures, reading the chapters will help a lot. Then, after I'm done with the lecture for chapter 2 and chapter 3, I will assign you a homework based on chapter 2 and chapter 3. So by the time you start working on the homework, you have read the chapter, you have watched the lectures, so you have seen the topics or the codes twice by now. This will make homeworks much easier for you. This would be your plan. This is what's expected from you, and if you do this, you will score an A. The rest is basic and standard for all courses. I'm not gonna read them for you. You can read them on your own. Student assessment, um, plagiarism, of course, you're not allowed to copy from other students. You're not allowed to give other students your work. Policies, communication, interaction, policy for late work, tools, appendixes. This table lists the objectives that we have in this semester, and then it lists all basically the let me see this. 80% of class will pass exam. So this is for the master's level. Some master's degrees require computer science 1. Hence why we mention this column here. We might have graduate students with us in class. Graduate students are expected to score 68 and above, unlike undergraduate students. So as I mentioned, you can read this on your own and have me as your resource if you need any help understanding any of the topics. This is what's expected from me. And this would be basically it for the syllabus.